We actually start to build our city today. We start to place in all of our tents where they go around, and we start to get all the planning stages, who's going to be available where. And what I started monitoring was the weather. I was hoping it wouldn't, but it did predict that we were going to probably have 35-mile-an-hour gusts starting on Saturday night. I don't want to take a chance. One of the big concerns I have is that a lot of our dancers come in, they work years and years on their outfits. You can only come across some of those feathers once in a lifetime. A wind like that could break the feathers, and that's a lifetime's worth of generations of feathers being handed down, and they're irreplaceable. So it's better and safer for me to take concern for my dancers before they even get here, and my drummers, and all the public as well, and to go ahead and just move it inside. And for us to scramble now and try and make these quick adjustments as appropriate, and then try and fit all the mandatory requirements as best we can, and then go forward with the weekend. If I do it now during the pre-planning of it, we can get it set up. And so even though we're just a few days out, it's going to make it hectic on us, but it's going to make it for a nicer event.
Powwow means a lot to me because I've grown up with it, and it's something I go to if I need to be uplifted in some way.
It's kind of real symbolic. It's so simple, but yet we can complicate it.
And it don't matter what nation you come from. You know, you come out there, it's a good feeling, it's a good heart, good mind, and you take away a feeling that's hard to describe, but you feel so good when you leave.
Every person in the powwow circle has their own experience.
My first memory of a powwow it was big. There's a lot of people and drums.
It's in our DNA. Before I was even born, they did this dance and they did this song.
I was raised, we went to powwows every weekend, and I just started singing. You know, a little kid would walk up to a drum, 5, 6 years old, and then just start singing with people. It became a way of life.
This is how we make our living. This is what we do for a living.
I'm getting a chance to meet new friends, but also my relation that I have here in California.
That brings us great joy to know that just about every stop we have somebody that we can call a family member, even though we're not blood related.
We're all different.
Those dancers, you know, I consider them to be my brothers or my uncle. A long, long relationship with all of those guys.
There's something about, I think, that spirituality in there, where these songs came from.
The power of prayer and our faith that we have as Native people is great. That's what, when we all come together, it even gets more powerful.
My name is Tom Ramos. I'm actually Serrano and Kuya. I'm here from San Manuel. We've been in the valley all of our lives for thousands and thousands of years. And during the campaigns that they had to rid the valley of the Native Americans, Santos Manuel and Tom Manuel led our people through the whole mountain area trying to keep us safe. Where we didn't have the drums, we had the gourd rattles. There were flutes that we did have. And we have a different aspect of how we do music. And what the music sings about is our bighorn sheep songs, as well as celebration songs, traveling and migration songs. We share that with not only just our community here in San Bernardino, we share that also across the United States, but also with other Native communities that often have questions about what it is that you know, we do over here. A lot of them didn't know, some of them didn't even know there were Native Americans out this way. It takes a lot of effort on your part to learn the songs, to know their order, to be able to get involved into the whole balance of songs, I guess that we would say.
My name is Carolyn Brian Reyes. I'm a member of the Turtle Mountain Band of Ojibwe from Belcourt, North Dakota, and I'm also Spirit Lake, Dakota. One of our cultural dances is a jingle dress. Each one of the jingles on this dress is actually from the lid of the old tobacco. Well, they save the top of the can, and they actually use that lid, and they rolled it. We have anywhere from 300 to 400 jingles on here. When we do this dance, we always move forward, or we go in a circle. And so we started doing this, and one of our elders was very ill, and his daughter was very ill with the flu. After them doing the dance and offering prayer, she eventually became well. So this dress is referred to as a healing dress. Oftentimes people, if they're ill, they'll ask the jingle dancers to go out there and pray and dance in a circle and offer prayers. So it's very fulfilling to be able to do this. I'm 69 years old, and to be able to dance this way at my age is just a real gift, and I try to give it back. I dance for the people.
Dancing is a big part of Native life.
I've been dancing since I could walk.
Since I was about 5 years old. I do the northern traditional dancing.
I started off with jingle when I was like a baby.
I dance old style. My whole family dances jingle.
I love to dance. I sleep, breathe, dream, fancy dancing.
Fancy kind of tires me out, so I'm like, I can't last those songs, but I don't mind jamming out to jingle.
We have grass dancers, we have the northern traditional dancers, we have the fancy dancers, southern and northern, and we have the chicken dancers, and we have the southern traditional dancers as well. A lot of those dances are sacred to different tribes in different ways.
These dances, there's certain ways to do them, and in doing those in that way, we ensure that our history and culture stays strong.
The songs, where they come from, who's singing them, who's made them, what purpose they were made for. Some of the songs that they sing here are old warrior songs, old fancy dance songs, old family songs.
They bring that out, they bring that athleticism that a human being and a person possesses.
Good drums always make me want to just dance my heart out.
A lot of the songs have special words in them.
It makes a dancer move, makes them think of family, makes them, and puts them in a whole different another world.
My name is Crow Belcourt. I sing with the Midnight Express Singers from the Twin Cities of Minnesota, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Ojibwe. Back in the late 60s, the American Indian movement was formed in the Twin Cities by my father, Dennis Banks, Mary Jane Wilson, and a few other people. The first thing they did was they formed Native schools, Heart of the Earth Survival School, Red Schoolhouse, and the core of our group, our lead singer, Opie Day, myself, Hollow, and a few of the other brothers, that's where we learned how to sing. Besides our English and math and history, they also taught our native, singing and dancing, wild rice camp, things like that. I came here last year, and my boys live in Arizona with their mom, and they told me they were setting a drum up, and I didn't know what to think, I had tears, pretty emotional. To see them do what I do.
You get to see the stages of life that are going to pass on to the young ones when you see the tiny tots walk out there. One day that tiny tot will be up there, and just like you look up and you see these older generations up there dancing or rattling and singing, that this little one here that's dancing so much and having such a good time will soon be that person. And you look at that person and wonder, think, man, I'd love to see that person when he was this age.
I'm Baby Clarissa Morning Gun. I am 12 years old. I'm in the 7th grade. I'm Yakima, Squamish, Blackfeet, and Cowichan, and I dance jingle.
I'm Moppy Brandigo Branson. I'm 9 years old. I dance traditional. I'm in 4th grade. And I'm Spokane, Flathead, and Kalispell. I live at Washington and he lives at Seattle, so we live pretty far from each other.
But last year we adopted each other as sisters, so we're basically sisters now. I think POW is really cool because you get to make new friends. It's like basically like a community, like lots of people like work together and stuff, so it's really cool. We get to meet all our friends and sisters and cousins.
And then you get to learn some new songs.
And just dance your heart out. I was getting bullied at school, and I realized that lots of people are not standing up to this. Suicide is really big in the Natives community, so we formed a couple of people, and it only started about 7 girls, and it's been getting bigger and bigger every powwow. We have about 30-something kids now, and so it's pretty big, and all we do is just basically team dance, and we dance for bullying and cyberbullying, and we dance for our elders and veterans and people who can't walk or dance no more.
I'm Priscilla Schrock, Go'atsina. That means greetings. And how are you all? Go'atse. I belong to Pueblo of San Domingo, and today we go by Giwa. That's our Indian recognition of our tribe now. I've been coming to San Bernardino, San Manuel Pow since this powwow started.
The first time at this powwow was probably 15 years ago, but I actually just started bending 2 years ago. I used to just mostly dance.
I do a lot of the bead work here, and sometimes I do trading from merchandise to merchandise, and because that's one of the things that my grandfather had taught and my parents had taught me. That's the best way to do it.
This is one of powwows that we love to come to. We were just excited to come back, and we love the atmosphere and the people. They take care of us.
These guys over here, they have a tradition behind them. This is what we call the spiritual mask. When somebody passes on to the spiritual life, what we do, we cremate their body, and their ashes will paint our faces to carry on their spirit.
In a lot of ways, that is one of our tradition and culture. Your family that have gone on is always with you, blessing us, giving us strength, guidance, and so that's why we keep coming to the occasions like this, to be together, to support one another, and then also a guidance to many of our children that are out there that are lost. They come and find us, and we talk to them. So that the powwow itself is a teaching. If not at home, it's out there in the arena. Cruz started the powwow, and we got to know him real well. And he had a short life too. Cruz was a very compassionate man. He went out of his way to greet you, say hello, carry on conversation. He was a very entertaining man. He made you feel like you belong. So we really enjoyed that. We really missed him.
It's just hard, sometimes to talk about someone you still miss. And me and him grew up together as small kids. We grew up at my grandmother's house, Martha Chacon, and I used to stay with his family a lot when I was little. We did a lot of things together. We were very close. I baptized his kids. He baptized mine. We spent a lot of our holidays together. We grew up like brothers. With him and I, it just seemed to mix for us, He loved our tradition. He loved our culture. He was big on bird singing. He also was on a drum. He danced, not only just, Southern California bird songs. He danced also Northern traditional. He just enjoyed our culture across the board. The most important thing that it is, I think, for Cruz, as well as myself, to teach these kids is how to put something together and keep this going. Long after I'm gone, maybe they'll teach their little ones, or the little ones that come up on this reservation. There's so many that are so interested, and I got to say our whole reservation stands behind Cruz, whether he's here or whether he's not, to make sure that his dream of having this celebration turn out, or this powwow, turn out the way it does. Everybody pitches in, you know, and we make sure it happens, you know. I think he'd be really honored to see this, and I think our great-great-grandfather, Santos Manuel, is also honored to see where we've come, you know, and we've held on to so much.
Are we ready, ladies and gentlemen? The highlight of the celebration right here, the Sweetheart Contest 2017.
The Sweetheart Dance Cruise Tucson Memorial